So I want to record a little video here about a new version of minerals that I've been using clinically with myself, with friends, family, and then also in clinical practice. And I'm seeing tremendous results with them. So in previous videos, for just ones I recorded just a little while ago, so you can scroll back to my YouTube channel if you want to hear about those. I talked about Quinton isotonic, which I love. Quinton isotonic is an ocean-based mineral supplement that has this beautiful blend of ocean-based minerals. It's the correct dilution, if you will, of mineral content to water, so that very much mimics our blood. And it does a great job in shutting off a chronic dehydration signal. But that's an ocean-based mineral. And I find in clinical practice that those ocean-based minerals really are replenishing for things like the blood, which is an internal ocean for us, the interstitial fluid, or the fluid between the cells or outside of the cell. That's also a part of our internal ocean. It really mimics the ocean. And our cerebrospinal fluid, which looks almost identical to the ocean as well. And so what I have found is that a lot of people do absolutely need to replenish hydration in those areas. If the blood volume is not rehydrated, that is a stress signal to the body. It is a signal to actually increase histamine, and I talked all about that in a previous video. And so we have to have adequate mineral status and hydration in our blood in order to maintain healthy blood minerals and blood volume and not have dehydration signaled there. So then once that's hydrated, there's hydration then that can bathe the interstitial fluid in that internal ocean area. And there's that can also make sure we're maintaining healthy cerebrospinal fluid. And so that's beautiful, right? But what I have found is that this particular supplement that I'm going to talk about is an earth-based supplement. And I find that this earth-based supplement does very good at replenishing minerals and hydration inside of the cell. And it also helps with gently eliminating toxicities, things that are basically depleting our exclusions on water inside of the cells, which could be things like heavy metals. It could be things like other environmental pollutants. It could be things like even mycotoxins and things like that, right? It really helps to bind those and pull them out. So what I'm going to introduce you to is something called Beam Minerals. And sorry, this bottle's a little dirty because I've clearly this is a humic base, so it's got a I'll talk all about that. It's dark, but the bottle's a little dirty. Clearly, I use these right with my family, and they're almost this one's almost all the way empty. This one's just got a little bit left. So I got to put another order in. But that being said, the reason I like these is multifold. Like I said before, they are earth minerals. And why do we need that? Well, our minerals, even in the plants, even in organic produce, I have a feeling are just very depleted. And studies have shown that, right? We're not having mineral-rich soils in the same way. Without the mineral-rich soils, we're not necessarily able to then pull those minerals into the plants that we consume or the grass that eventually the animals eat, right? So we're not actually getting good mineral quality into the foods that we eat. And so that being said, then, I kept on searching for something that would be a good alternative that wasn't single mineral based. I'm not going to hate on single mineral replenishment because there are some great there's some great practitioners out there who know that all the complex mineral interactions and how they work synergistically or antagonistically and how to rebalance minerals using single mineral nutrients. So, I mean, everyone has their own unique modality for that. But what I've loved about this is that this appears to work as a mineral adaptogen. So what I have here are two. I've got something called the Electrolyze, which is something called a fulvic-based mineral supplement. Fulvic is just a naturally occurring substance in dirt, basically, in this very nutrient-rich portion of dirt. And this contains over 70 minerals and the electrolytes. This other one is called MicroBoost, and this one is a humic-based supplement. Humic is the darker, the humus, if you will, of the soil, the humate. And so it's a darker pigmented mineral source. But again, both are earth-based mineral sources. And what I love about this company in terms of what they developed here was they developed these minerals in purified water. And so 100% purified deionized water that they then have their humic and fulvic minerals in. And so guess what? These minerals just taste like water. So for me as a mom, it is so easy to give these to my children. Let's say in their water bottle. I will give the electrolytes in water bottles before school. Little replenishment. So there's little, it's basically a half an ounce or so, or less, depending on the age of the children, that they could easily just take down either in a little bit of water or in a tiny little glass on its own, and it doesn't taste nasty. So good news, right? Goodness. And it's just a small amount. So both of these contained the full blend of 70 plus different minerals. And the delivery is a little bit, the delivery method matters with this. So whereas the Quinton isotonic has a propensity to deliver its nourishment to the blood and the interstitial fluid, these have a propensity to deliver their minerals into the cell. This is fulvic acid based. And what that fulvic acid does is it actually has high bioavailability through the cell. And when it can get into the cell, it means it can deliver all of its minerals into the cell. And once it delivers its minerals, it essentially reverses its charge. It loses its charge and becomes a magnet to pull out the unwanted things that are inside of the cells and deliver them into the interstitial space where the lymphatic system can clear it, or the immune system can take care of it if needed. And so this is a phenomenal supplement to be able to support mineral delivery into the cell, and then the removal of the biotoxins or the waste that are no longer serving the body, or the pollutants. And then, so I oftentimes, there's ways to take these. I typically, if you're a grown adult, know supplement sensitivity, it's a half an ounce. So they actually even come with little tiny glasses that you could buy on their website. Very convenient, because it's marked at a half ounce point. So you essentially fill up one to the half ounce mark, and then there's the full ounce mark. You fill this one into that little glass until it's 1 ounce total of both of them. And you just drink it down very quickly. It's a super easy thing. If you are supplement sensitive, and interestingly, I have tested several individuals using my different modalities, including bioenergy pendulum testing, and have found that if people are sensitive to supplements, they absolutely want to start with just this electrolyze in small amounts before they add in this humic-based one. This humic-based one really does a good job at enhancing the detoxification of the waste materials, which can be overwhelming for some people. In the same way that I've got clients who slowly need to adapt to their sauna usage, because as they build exclusion zone water, they push the toxins into this interstitial fluid space where there might be stagnant lymph, or maybe their liver's overburdened, and it gives them symptoms of what we would call detoxification reactions or Herxheimer reactions. I just tell clients to go slow. And interestingly, before I even knew what the company's recommendations was, I had been, testing it out with my pendulum. They confirmed it completely when I had a lovely meeting with this company to just get answers to more of their questions about how their products are used. And so they said the same thing. If you're supplement sensitive, you start with small amounts of the electrolytes. And there are PDFs on the Beam website if you're interested in learning how to slowly dose this up before then you would add in the microboost. So really, really love these. I have noticed clinically people have improvements in things like libido, improvements in energy, improvements in cognitive awareness and enhancement. I've seen people have improved wound healing and surgical recovery. I've seen improved hair growth. So, it really is providing minerals wherever the body needs it and it's lacking. So it very much acts for me like a mineral adaptogen. The body pulls in what it needs from these highly bioavailable mineral sources. And then if it doesn't need it, it just leaves it in the colon for us to poop out. And so becomes a very nice way to give a broad spectrum balanced mineral supplement that specifically nourishes the intracellular mineral environment. So again, if you want to try these out, I contacted the company after I started utilizing them in clinical practice enough to notice that I like them a lot. And so now I have a discount code for you. It's Carrie B Wellness, and it gets you 20% off. So feel free to go to the Beam website and put in Carrie B Wellness as your discount code. It's again, it's a very good mineral supplement, super easy to dose, tastes just like water. This one actually, while this one has a brown tinge to it. This one just has a slight light yellow tone to it. So kids don't even notice it, or they don't taste it at all. So, you know, depending on how picky your kids are, this can go a long way towards supporting them. So I just wanted to do a quick one because I would think that I'm seeing in clinical practice, there's a huge synergy between, yes, making sure our internal oceans are balanced with things like the sea minerals from Quinton isotonic and adequate just regular hydration. But we also, I'm finding this to be a very, very good way to deliver those micronutrients into the cellular terrain.